of emotion!
Hey, my darling. You wanna be in my video, sleepyhead? You good back there? She's good. Cup of tea. Hey guys, hope you are going well and welcome to my living room. This is my couch and this is my fat bunny. She's just gonna chill out in the background, I think. So guys, this is my Q&A. It is so long overdue. At the end of last year, I asked you guys to ask me some questions so I could do a Q&A, some movie related questions, like just general personal questions, random questions, all sorts of questions. I asked you to ask me and you guys did, and I got so many great awesome questions. It has taken me so long to get my butt into gear and to sit down and film this video, but we're here now and let's jump into it. All right, so I have the questions here on my phone and I am just gonna do it. There's a lot here, so I'm just gonna, no order, no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just gonna go for it. Here we go. When you go to the movies, do you go with friends or by yourself? It depends. I try and go with friends. I have a couple of main like movie friends where if I'm seeing a movie, I'll always hit, there's like 3 or 4 girlfriends of mine, I'll always hit them up first and see if any of them are free to come and join me. But a lot of the time they're not because they have somewhat of a social life. So if they're not, I do just go by myself, especially if I've got like a media pass to a screening or something like that and it's only for one person, then of course I just go by myself. Favorite Hitchcock film? A favorite of mine, I know that Vertigo and Psycho are big popular crowd pleasers, but my favorite has always just been Spellbound. I've always really liked it because it looks at the psychoanalysis of dreams and that kind of thing, plus the artist Salvador Dali had a little dream sequence that he did in there, so I think that's really cool. So yeah, Spellbound. What film script do you wish you'd written? I loved the script for Whiplash. Of course I loved the movie. It was my favorite movie of that year, 2015, but the script, I just really liked the dialogue. Yeah, I wish I'd written that. With survival in mind, would you rather fight off a zombie apocalypse, an alien invasion, or an AI tyranny? They all sound extremely frightening and somewhat inevitable. I don't know. The zombies and the AI would most likely be humanity's fault that those occurred, but an alien invasion, you know, it wasn't mankind screwing up. So let's go the alien invasion. How do you survive without Melbourne coffee? Okay. Melbourne, because I'm originally from Melbourne, Melbourne does the best coffee. It is a daily battle and you just have to take it one day at a time. Mladen has asked a couple of questions, but I'm just going to pick one at random to answer. Do you still like the show The Walking Dead, or are you planning to quit watching it? Ever since the return of season 7? Is that what we've just finished? Or is that what we're halfway through, season 7? And they killed off one of our favorite characters in a horrendously gruesome and bloody way. After that happened, I don't think that was the reason, but it was sort of just like a bit of zombie fatigue maybe in general. But yeah, I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon now. Knocked my camera. Camera, sorry, I just knocked the camera. I am not used to having it here. She cracks me up. She's really so funny. Okay, what excites you most about film? A good director, a good cast, or when it's an adaptation of a book, show, etc.? Usually the first thing I hear about a film, apart from like the premise, is just the cast and then the director, or usually the cast and the director at the same time. And usually it's the cast that kind of gets me excited to start with, unless it's a director that I specifically follow their work and really are looking forward to what they're going to do next. How do you manage to watch as much movies as you do, knowing that some movies are hard to come by in Oz? Yes, it is so hard sometimes to find movies in Australia. really, they sometimes just take so long to release over here. It is not funny. I tell you what, you know, what I do with reviews, like that's a global platform. So it's really frustrating when I am not current with what other people around the world are doing. So when America has a film that's come out and sort of everyone over there is reviewing it and I'm just sitting on my hands just waiting for it to release here. Are large spiders a problem in Australia? Why, yes. Yes, they are. Australia has like some of the most deadliest animals in the entire world. Sharks, crocodiles, jellyfish, snakes, spiders. Thank goodness I live in a densely populated area where, you know, the worst kind of spiders that I get in my apartment are huntsmans. Which upcoming 2017 superhero film would you say you are more excited for? Lego Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Guardians 2, or Spider-Man Homecoming? I like that you've suggested all of the movies, but the one that springs to mind, because I've just been watching the new trailers for it, and that is Logan, the standalone Wolverine movie. Looks awesome. I am really, like, I'm surprised in myself how much I am looking forward to Logan this year. Plus, Hugh Jackman, Silver Fox. I can totally get behind that. When you are not making YouTube videos, what do you do for a living, or are you still in school? No, I am not still in school. I have been out of school now for a long time. I work for a film production company as a production coordinator, and it's a supportive role to our executive producer and our producers. Yeah, it's a really fun job because I get to go out when we're shooting. I get to go out on location and get to be on set, which is really, really fun. I love being out on set. Yes, I would talk about that more in possibly another video if people are interested about working in the industry. DJ has asked a couple of questions here, but I'm just gonna answer one, and that is, what were your favorite TV shows growing up? As a kid, like a child, my favorite shows were Rainbow Bright and this other show. Oh my gosh, this is taking me back. Lady Lovely Locks. She had the most amazing hair, and I think that's when I knew that I wanted to be a blonde. I am not naturally blonde, by the way. From one Australian to another, do you prefer to live in Sydney or Melbourne or somewhere else? This is a contentious one because I grew up in Melbourne, but I've been living now in Sydney for coming up to, well, over 2 years. So I have a prepared answer for this because I actually get asked this all the time. I always will love Melbourne because it's my home, it's where my family are, but Sydney is awesome and I am loving Sydney. Her eyes are closed and she's actually asleep. What movie was a better character study, Moonlight or Edge of 17? Okay, so both movies are coming of age stories about young people who are feeling alienated and not being able to fit in. But in terms of a character study, while Moonlight is a film I liked better out of the two, Edge of 17 has the more conventional narrative character study. So maybe they're both great, but maybe I'd go with Edge of 17 because it's kind of more obviously structured. What's one of your most memorable theatre going experiences? I have one that stands out to mind, and that is when I was in Germany. I was doing an exchange in high school, and the third Lord of the Rings came out, The Return of the King, and I was busting a gut to go and see it, and my exchange sister was a little bit like, meh, whatever, and I made her I forced her. Like, we went all the way across town. It was so far out of our way. We went to go find the only cinema in Frankfurt that was playing the movie in actual English, so it wasn't German dubbed with English subtitles, because I didn't want to see it that way. I wanted to see it in authentic English. Which are your 5 best non-English speaking movies? Okay, That is so difficult because I do love foreign films. So let me just give you some off the top of my head. These might not all be my favorite, but they're all amazing. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon from China. The original, not that Netflix garbage remake or sequel. Let the Right One In from Sweden. Goodbye Lenin from Germany. In the Mood for Love, the Korean film. And Le Haine, French. Incredible black and white film. Wait, Pan's Labyrinth. Oh no, I already said 5, but 6th. Pan's Labyrinth. I love that movie. Have you ever thought about writing or directing your own movie? Yes, I have. Probably not writing because writing is such a lonely and isolating experience. I find writing so difficult, but directing, yes, I definitely would. This is a good one. There's a couple of questions here, but this one, if you had a theme song every time you entered a room, what would it be? I don't know. I don't know. Is there a particular film you loved as a kid but now watch it and wonder why you enjoyed it so much? One that comes to mind is the movie Space Jam.
You guys are nuts.
Greg the Hutch says, besides favorite films, what about the cinemas themselves? Like, did you still have a favorite cinema hall from being a child? And if so, what is it in particular you love about it? And then he goes on to share a personal story, which is really, really awesome. The only one that comes to mind is one that was walking distance from my house when I was growing up, the Palace on Bay Street. Anybody else out there? But that cinema, they play films that are mostly like older skewed, like really a lot older skewed, and a lot of English films and European films. So when I was growing up and I wanted to see something, I didn't have a big range to pick from. I would be the youngest person there in a sea of people with their senior cards out getting a senior discount. Is it true that there are monster frogs and spiders in Australia? I don't know about monster frogs. Possibly, I don't know. Australia has really dangerous animals. Have you seen American Psycho and what did you think of it? It's one of my favorite films. Yes, yes, I have seen American Psycho, and yes, it is just a masterpiece. Whew, I'm getting tired. Gosh, I feel like I've just been talking and talking and talking. Would you rather be Rose from the movie Titanic or Tom Hanks in Castaway? Either choice still has the same end result as the movie, so pick wisely, I guess. I guess Rose from the Titanic, but I wouldn't let go. Adele, as a horror movie fan, what is your favorite horror movie and are you looking forward to the Wonder Woman movie? Okay, favorite horror movie? I prefer horror that's more like indie, like more art house horror, so it's not like horror gore, it's more thriller horror, I guess. So the one that's still my favorite at the moment is It Follows. I just thought that was great. I loved the mood, I loved the soundtrack, I just loved the vibe. If you could change any live action film to an animated film forever, what would it be? Live action film to an animated film forever. Your hair, where did you get it, mum or dad? Both my parents have kind of wavy hair, but no one in my family, like my immediate family, has curly hair, but it's in my extended family. Adele's lie detector test. Question 1, what will happen to me if I fail your test? Well, question 2, and who is this horrid creature, a goblin mutant? Question 3, do you accept me? Yes, I do. Okay, look how comfy she is. Seriously, does that not look like heaven? You had to produce a biofilm of your life. Who would you hire to be the director, the star of the film, and what would the name of your bio be? The director would be, I'm gonna go Damien Chazelle. because I adored Whiplash and I thought La La Land was so much fun. The star of the film would be Natalie Portman, because one time somebody told me that I looked like her, and it was like the biggest compliment I've ever had. The title would be Don't Mess with Curly Girls. I don't know, that was the best I had. Would you ever do a Sydney meetup? Do you prefer going solo to the movies or with friends? I would love to do a Sydney meetup. That would be so much fun. Do I prefer going solo? I don't prefer going by myself, because there's nothing more fun than walking out of a movie and like turning to your mate and being like, what did you think? What did you think? And then just like diving headfirst into like a discussion about it. How did your parents react when you told them that you have a YouTube channel? Well, at first I didn't tell anyone when I very first started. I didn't tell anyone. It was like a big secret, because I wanted to be like anonymous when I first started, just in case the whole thing bombed and was very embarrassing. I might have had like 20 subscribers and I told my mom that I had started it, and at the time I think she thought it was more of a blog as opposed to a vlog. So I did tell her that I was doing it, and yeah, she thought it was really cool, although I don't think she quite understood what it was at the time. But yeah, now she's like my #1 fan and comments on all my videos under an alias, so people don't know that she's my mum. Hey mom, do you drink coffee? And if so, have you ever tried French press? It's amazing. Yes, I drink coffee. A lot of coffee. And yes, French press. It's amazing. Cyber Knight has a couple of questions, but here's by far the best question of all of the ones asked. The final question: can you armpit fart? No, I can't. It is a rare talent that I do not possess. In any other world, I would hope to have such a skill. Have you seen Shame? And if so, what is your opinion of it? And how tall are you? Yes, I did see Shame. It was quite a while ago now, and I remember thinking it was quite confronting, but I thought they handled it really, really well, and yes, I liked it for as much as you can like a film like that. And how tall are you? I am 5'7", I think, 5'7.5". So that's sort of like 170 centimeters. Have you ever walked out of a theater? If so, what movie was it? No, I don't think I have. Although maybe my boyfriend at the time was working at a cinema, which was seriously the best setup ever, because he would be working all the time, so I could just come in, say hey, and then sit in the theater and watch movies for free like all day. Yeah, so it's not a fun story, but I would walk out of some movies there, or I'd see half the movie and then I'd have to run out to be somewhere, but I would come back like maybe later in the day and see the other half. I was a bit of a brat, and I took full advantage of the fact that he worked in the cinema and all the people who worked there all knew me. They were good times. All right guys, I am getting tired. I feel like I've been talking. I don't even know how interesting any of that has been, but hopefully you've had a chance to get a little bit of an insight into my brains. I really enjoyed answering all these questions. It's fun to just kind of chat and ramble for something different. I am so sorry if I did not get to answer your question, but I hope to do another Q&A very, very soon. If you like these kinds of videos, if you want to see me ramble on a little bit more, give this video a thumbs up and just let me know, just so I can see if it's something that I can maybe do a little bit more frequently. Yeah, because it's something fun, something a little bit different. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you haven't already, you can also subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews. And yeah, I'm gonna give this one some dinner and go have some dinner myself, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Ooh. Goodbye. Goodbye.